Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a review and a tutorial using the new Becca Cosmetics primer, foundation, and powder, or blurring powder. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm first using the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer Perfecting Base, and I'm actually going to just apply this with my hands. You can also use the brush that it comes with, which is an awesome brush by the way, but I'm just going to use my hands for this. I can kind of feel where it's going a little bit better. And I'm really impressed by this primer. It actually has like a skin color to it, but I don't really see the color on my skin, and it's very runny and watery, as you can see. So I'm just going to apply kind of in sections actually. The texture of this is just so smooth. It definitely doesn't feel like a silicone primer. It just feels almost like powder on your skin, which is really interesting. And I can definitely tell where it like blurs my pores for sure. I'm gonna add a little extra on my pore area. I don't know if you can see the way that the texture changed, but it just kind of mattified and kind of smoothed and blurred a little bit. Now for the actual foundation, it's the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream, and I'm going to be using the one in Cashmere actually. Buff also matches me too. I have the like first 5 shades of the collection that are pretty light, but I think I'm going to use Cashmere for this. I'm actually going to apply it first on my hand, and I'm just doing like 2 pumps. A little goes a long way with this stuff, and then I'm going to use the brush and just kind of dab it all in it to where it kind of covers the whole brush in different areas like that. And this brush, it's just insane the way it applies it because you can cover a large area really easily. So after I just kind of buff it on, I just like to stipple to make sure that it's pressed into my pores. I'm going to take what's left, and I'm actually going to go ahead on my forehead with that. You can see you can apply a very thin layer if you don't need a lot of coverage really. And it does a really good job actually at covering with just a very thin layer. I just use whatever's left over on my eyes, but I have to be careful in that area because it creases really bad on my eyes for me for some reason. You can layer it up if you want more coverage, but I notice it can get cakey if I do too much or if I go over an area with this brush too much. So you just want to keep stippling if you're going to apply another layer, and do it immediately. Like I wouldn't let it completely dry and then go back in with another layer. I had to do a touch-up when I was refreshing my makeup to go into nighttime, and I added another layer over my chin and it looked pretty cakey. So I would avoid doing that, and if you want additional coverage, to go ahead and apply it right now, not wait for it to dry. So you can see what the texture looks like up close. I have a little bit of a dewiness to my skin, but overall it looks just very smooth and airbrush looking. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my under eye concealer, just using the Maybelline Age Rewind. And I actually don't see where I need any concealer on my face, which is amazing because I actually have some leftover acne marks, but this covers so well that I don't even need that. So now for powder, I'm using the Becca, this is the Soft Light Blurring Powder in Pink Haze, and I'm just going to use their, I don't know what this is called, but it's a fluffy brush from Becca. I'm going to use that to apply it. This is really interesting because it's actually a pink powder, which is great for brightening. It doesn't show up pink on your skin, although it looks like a loose eyeshadow in the thing. So I'm just going to swirl this brush around in there. I'm sure you could use that other brush too, but it has foundation on it. And I'm just going to like stipple it on my face. You can just see the brightening effect. You could skip this if you have dry skin and you want to keep that like dewy shine to your face, but it definitely minimizes the shine, but it still has this like airbrush look to where it still looks glowy, if that makes sense. I don't really see much of the brightening effect. My face pretty much looks the same like color and tone and stuff, but overall I feel like my pores are way more blurred. I love that matte look that it has, but it's not too matte. It still has a sheen to it and just looks like skin, which is awesome. So since I do get really oily, and unfortunately this powder does not hold up on oil for me, I'm gonna go over it with my translucent powder from e.l.f. This is the Perfect Finish HD powder. I'm just gonna go over my T-zone. And I'm also going to use the Volition, this is the Oil Control Mattifying Mist. It's a new brand actually from Sephora. And this is an oil control spray. So I'm just going to use this as a setting spray all over my face. So hopefully that will lock it in place because I really enjoy the texture and the coverage of this foundation. I'm just pretty oily, so it just always ends up wearing away around my nose and on my chin. And as you can see, it's already creasing on my eyelids. I don't know why it does that. If I wear a shadow, I don't have that problem, but if I don't wear a shadow, I have to like pretty much wipe it off my lids and add some more powder. I think because it's just like so silky, and in that area it just like settles right into the lines because it's just such a silky texture foundation. It just like settles into those lines right there. So that is it for this review and tutorial. Overall, I felt like the products are really great, especially if you have dry skin or normal skin. If you have oily skin like me or combination skin, then you have to take a couple extra measures because I don't feel like that they hold up as well. I feel like throughout the day I start to see it fade away on my chin and on my nose, which is what I have a lot, which is something I experience a lot with foundations unless if they're meant to be super long wearing, but I can get probably 10 hours or 8 hours, I feel like a really good wear, but I wouldn't call it like a 24-hour thing or anything like that. Probably my favorite was actually the brush. I thought it was super easy to apply, and this is definitely gonna be a new staple of mine just because it made my foundation go on a lot faster, which is great when I'm in a hurry in the morning. And overall, the powder I love, and I love the appearance of it, but it doesn't help control oil for me at least, but I definitely love the look of my skin with this. If you have really great skin or it's not oily at all, though, this is perfect. So that's it for my review. I'll have pictures and everything, before and after pictures, so you can see how everything looks on my skin up close. That'll be on the blog post that goes with this video. That'll be linked in the description box down below, and I'll also link you to their products on that blog post if you're interested in getting any of these. If you've tried any of these out, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, or if you want me to do any more reviews or anything, definitely let me know in the comments, or if you plan on trying them out, I would love to hear your thoughts. So that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye everyone.